Am I the asshole for taking my stepdaughter to a new obgyn without telling her mother? I am married to my husband who has a 17-year-old daughter from his first marriage. We have been married for 4 years. To get things out of the way, my husband and I started dating well after he divorced his wife. So we have her this month because her mother was diagnosed with the big C that is floating around while it was our week with stepdaughter. TMI. She started her period last Thursday and it was bad. I am talking 3 days in bed, puking, cramps of hell. I had similar symptoms when I was her age and was diagnosed way too late with endo. By day 3 I asked her if this was normal for her and she said that she always has very bad periods, but that her doctor told her it's normal because some women are just less pain resistant. I was alarmed and told her it was absolutely not like that and her pain was not normal and she needs to get a second opinion. She asked me if I trusted my doctor and I told her yes. And she asked me if I could take her. I said of course and made an APPT. We got an APPT the next morning and because my husband was away on business I texted him to tell him what stepdaughter wanted. Next morning we go. I wait in the car. She comes back and breaks. Start crying saying that she felt so relieved that her pain is not normal and that while she gets screenings she got some pills to relieve her bleeding and pain, not contraception. When we came back she seemed euphoric and was chatting with her mom. When she was done her mom called me back and was furious with me. I am talking, screaming, calling me names etc. She said it was not my place and that the only people that have a day in her health are her and my husband. That was very creepy from me to talk about her privates when we are at home and she said that she was going to go to her lawyer to only let us get visitation. I am stunned. My stepdaughter is old enough to make her own decisions regarding health. She is 17. She is not a baby. And I had no intentions but to help her because I went trough the same in my teens. I was not talking to her about her genitals. I was talking to her about periods. And I think that is pretty normal. My husband says that he agrees with me. But he is my husband and clearly biased. I would like to know what I did wrong and if I am in the wrong to apologize to my stepdaughter's mom. Not the asshole. First off, mom is probably feeling undermined or like she has failed in the care of her child by not taking this more seriously. And I get that. It's got to feel shitty. Which is why I would feel shitty all by my private self and then acknowledge that you helped with thank you. I didn't realize how bad it was and she sounds so relieved. IANAL but if the kid is 17, then good luck with running to your lawyer. What, exactly, is her complaint? My child spent 3 days in bed puking and her stepmother took her to a doctor who is helping her. Can you believe the nerve of that lady? Also, TikTok on daughter being able to spend time at dad's your place whenever she wants. If mom doesn't let this go, it could backfire spectacularly and soon. Not the asshole. My wife has endo and wasn't diagnosed until she was 25 because her mother told her the same thing. You're just unlucky and have bad periods. She's had very bad symptoms for the last 12 years, has had to have 9 total surgeries and a hysterectomy. You absolutely did the right thing. Endometriosis is no fucking joke and an early diagnosis is so helpful when it comes to treatment. The mother probably just feels shitty because her daughter has a serious illness and she told her she was fine and that's just what periods feel like. She's probably more angry at herself than she is at you. Not the asshole. You are caring for her health and her mother should have that a long time ago emo got down the second opinion that you did. It sounds like you told her father as well so it's not like you were keeping her parents intentionally out of the picture. That was very creepy from me to talk about her privates when we are at home. Sure, talking about her privates might potentially be creepy. But you were talking about her fucking health and comfort. There are topics you can talk about in creepy and non-creepy ways and you haven't approached anything in a creepy way. Not the asshole. Her mom is the asshole for allowing her to suffer this long without a second opinion. She was probably mad for that exact reason. She realized she had messed up and so she is taking it out on you. I would assume that the mom is experiencing cognitive effects from the big C that she's diagnosed with. Don't argue with her and don't worry about being sued. Like you wrote, your stepdaughter is 17, by the time her case gets to court, she'll be 18 and it will all be a moot point. Not the asshole. Her pain is normal and some people are less pain tolerant. I want to slap the every living crap out of whoever said that. I've read multiple posts on this sub about women who were ignored and dismissed and belittled only to be rendered unable to conceive and or suffered needlessly for decades. Not the asshole. You may very well have saved this young woman from years of unnecessary pain and suffering. You clearly had her best interests at heart. Not the asshole. You saw that she was in pain and acted. Her father has as much say in her health as her mother, and you have as much say as her stepfather. Especially since they did find that there was, indeed, something wrong when you took her for the second opinion. Not the asshole. Your stepdaughter was in pain and you ensured she received the medical care she needed. She's old enough to articulate her needs, which she did, and you simply helped her. Not the asshole. Women's reproductive health is so stigmatized and shamed. You did an amazing thing by taking her and making it a good experience. You also did the right thing, even though her mom lost her mind. I bet her behavior had more to do with her than you, unfortunately. Not the asshole. I think. Full disclosure, I don't have kids, step-kids, and I'm a guy, but if she was in that much pain, it seems like the right thing to do is get a second opinion. I get involving her mother in that decision, but the original doctor seems like a wank. If her mother didn't see that his comments were wrong, then I don't really see the point in involving her in this second opinion discussion. Seems like she should have gotten that herself. Not the asshole. Her mother is crazy. I think it's her mother's own way of worrying that your stepdaughter will like you more. The mother doesn't want to be replaced, so she flipped out at you when you were able to help her daughter out and she wasn't. And that's definitely not okay on the mother's part. You did everything right. And your husband should be on your side not just because he's currently married to you but because you may have saved his daughter a lifetime of pain. The big C is cancer, not COVID tears of joy. Not the asshole. You're helping your stepdaughter not be in pain and potentially get a very painful condition diagnosed and treated. And her mom is mad about her daughter being in less pain. Honestly, I would be grateful to anyone who helped my child get the medical help they need. Good luck with that visitation modification with a 17-year-old, husband's ex. Info. Not the asshole. If your stepdaughter is still a minor, depending on what country you live, you really should have brought dad or mom into this before making a decision. Also, if she's in the mom's insurance plan, country permitting, you really should have forewarned her. I don't really believe you're the asshole, and do believe the mom overreacted, is deflecting now, but you shouldn't have put yourself in that position. ETA. Changed overall rating thanks to below clarification from up. Not the asshole. I suffered for almost a decade before finally being diagnosed with endometriosis. I wish I'd had someone in my life to tell me that every period coming with pain so bad it makes you vomit is not normal. You saved her from years of suffering. You are not only not the asshole, you are doing the Lord's work. Not the asshole. Her mother is completely unhinged trying to make this about her instead of what's important, her child's well-being. Not the asshole. You noticed that something was wrong and went to a doctor with your stepdaughter who fully agreed and was even very happy with the results. If I was her mom I would be happy that you were able to notice something and make her life better. Maybe you could have sent mom an update before going, but in the grand scheme of things this is very minor. Absolutely not the asshole. Thank you for looking out for your stepdaughter. Not the asshole that gives me the vibe. Oh, you dared to help my daughter when I just brushed over her and now you make me seem like a bad mother and that hurts my pride, so better my daughter never found out. Not the asshole, and her biomom sounds quite unpleasant. Not the asshole. If her mother can bear to watch her daughter in pain like that, she's a creep. Good for you. And I'm sure stepdaughter appreciates you too. Not the asshole. You're trying to help improve your stepdaughter's quality of life. You didn't go behind her mom back and it seems like you both have her best interest in mind. Thanks for standing up for your stepdaughter, it's so important. You did nothing wrong. Just keep looking over that girl. Her mother should thank you. I'm quite surprised by her reaction. Maybe C made her do it and she will apologize, but don't worry about that. Girls' health and happiness are priority and it's so nice to read about normal, caring stepmother in this sometimes disturbing subreddit. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. There are too many people who suffer for years because no one takes their pain seriously. What were you supposed to do? Just ignore her pain even though you know yourself how awful it can be and hard to find a doctor who will listen? It sounds like her mum is feeling undermined as others have said, but you acted for the greater good and with the best interests of her child at heart. Further, your stepdaughter asked you about your doctor. You didn't march her there against her will. In my eyes, you're a hero. Not the asshole. I don't know how you could ever be the asshole in this situation, but I'm sure being a step-parent is a weird situation sometimes, but guess what, you stepped up big time. Your stepdaughter is 17 and asked you for your help. You told her father what was happening and he obviously consented. The upside for you is that you are singularly responsible for how awesome your daughter is feeling right now, insofar as she wouldn't have seen this obgyn if it were up to her mother, so you win not only mom points but general trust points. Fortunately, she is almost 18 and crazy mom doesn't get any say or opinion in your relationship with the daughter anymore. Keep being awesome. It sounds like she needs it. Not the asshole. But I would, after you talk to your husband, apologize on phone for not giving her a heads up. Just to save on potential lawyer bills. I would also tell stepdaughter you have her back and you will always help her how you can. At 17, she can decide where she wants to live. Let her know to call her dad if her mom takes her meds. I think your husband should have taken a minute to inform mom of what was going on. I know the girl is 17, but I'm guessing the parenting agreement says they have 50-50 on medical decisions, and barring a life-threatening emergency, the other parent needs to be informed in advance. Without knowing what their relationship may have been like, or how many times there have been parenting issues, I can't say mom is an asshole, probably just upset at the whole situation. Nah, but it's important to let the other parent know what's going on. Not the asshole. Seeing a doctor is not a huge medical decision. It's not like you signed her up for elective surgery. Not the asshole. It seems that your husband's ex doesn't know anything about menstruation. She left her daughter with her pains. You helped her, and indeed, at 17, you are able to make your own decisions. I think you did the right thing, and it's important to make people understand that no, periods don't have to be painful and women don't just have to endure. As you're saying, she's old enough to make her own decisions about these things. She could have gone to get a second opinion by herself if she had wanted. Seems like the ex is upset about something else. Not the asshole. Not the asshole, and bless you for being a superb advocate for this young woman. You really listened to her, treated her with the respect she deserved, and got her the medical attention she needed. You're a rock star in my book. Trophy sports medal, military medal. Not the asshole. Also, if birth control was prescribed, that would have been okay too. Your SD should know that birth control is an option to help control periods. Not the asshole. Most women wait 10 years to get a correct diagnosis of endo exactly because of gynos like the first one. They belittle women's pain and don't listen. After 10 years, fertility can be deeply compromised. The mother can sue. If you can drag it out for a year, the daughter becomes 18 and it's moot. Bravo to you for getting her help she desperately needed. P.S. Also, if it turns out she does have endo, she really needs to see a specialist. Not the asshole. Being in that much pain and not seeking further answers from her former OBGYN or a new one is just plain irresponsible. Period pain can be horrendous, but it can also be managed. Not the asshole. She is 17 and literally crying with relief, because she found out that puking and severe unbearable pain is not normal during periods. Her mother needs to get off of her high horse and thank you profusely for helping her daughter with her severe pain. She is ridiculous. As a dad, honestly not the asshole. I've told my kids from a young age, I don't know it all and neither does your mom. You will have many people, coaches, mother and father figures in your life. Your experience provided you with the wisdom on what to do. You did the right thing. Further, if my daughter was sick and throwing up every month because of menstruation, I would be looking for second or third opinions, because it seems obvious that's a problem. Sounds like the mom received bad advice from her mom and was perpetuating a self-inflicted generational curse. Not the asshole, and thanks for taking her. Bad period pain is no joke. I hate that the prior doctor said it was normal. Terrible. It's amazing that at 17 she had another adult willing to help. It will provide immediate relief as well as long-term benefits. Undiagnosed endo and PCOS can cause infertility as well as unbearable pain and mental health issues. She needed an advocate to offer a second opinion. Mama's jealous as hell. I understand that it may have been positive to drop mom a text as an FYI, but by 17 daughter is the one that really gets to make the call about seeing a doctor to help her. 100% not the asshole. Not the asshole. What kind of mom prefers to watch her daughter suffer? You did a good thing and are a great stepmom. It took me 15 years of terrible periods to finally get my endo and adeno diagnosis, and if your stepdaughter can avoid years of pain thanks to you, it's absolutely worth it. Not the asshole. I don't think you did anything wrong. Her mother clearly has other concerns over her own health right now, and rightfully so she should appreciate the fact that you stepped up to the plate and got the girl some help. Not the asshole. To me it seems you worried about your SD and tried to help her tacky BG her to a different doctor and nothing else. Besides, as you said, she's 17 and could have rejected your suggestion at any moment. Not the asshole. I wish the adults in my life had given half the care you are. Updates later? I wish to know if stepdaughter will be okay. Not the asshole. You're right. At 17, she can make the decision to see a different doctor without her mother's permission, especially since her current doctor isn't treating a serious issue. Her mom would rather her suffer than get help because she wasn't the one who initiated it? She needs to get over herself. Not the asshole. She should have thanked you for helping to end her daughter's excruciating pain. Makes me wonder what she gets from denying that her daughter's pain is real, from insisting that her daughter does not deserve relief from her agony. That's toxic parenting emo. She's so angry about you taking away her power and control over this young woman that she's left zero space for celebrating with her daughter about her healing. She's lucky to have you in her corner. Not the asshole. If my kid were vomiting from pain and profusely bleeding, I'd want her seen by a doctor. Whoever the first doctor was is part of why women get worse healthcare than men. Our symptoms don't count for some reason. Your poor stepdaughter obviously needed someone in her corner and to get some help. Thankfully you did that for her. Honestly, I'd love to hear the ex try to explain that to a judge. Your Honor, that woman saw my daughter unable to leave the bed due to pain, vomiting, and heavy bleeding, and she dared get her medical help. I mean, seriously, how does she think that will play out? Not to mention she is 17 and in most U.S. places she can get a doctorate visit without a parent. Sue not the asshole. You were being nothing but helpful and her mom was feeling like second banana. So many women struggle with pain and are belittled by the medical industry. You took her somewhere she would actually be listened to and helped, and her mother should be grateful, not spiteful. All you did was help relieve your stepdaughter of the consistent pain she was having. Not creepy at all. Not the asshole. As someone with really bad period pain, I wish I had someone in my life like you. I was told by so many doctors that my pain was normal. Your stepdaughter is so lucky. Not the asshole. Also, thank you for being the only responsible adult in this young woman's life who took her seriously and supported her. Endo is fucking hell. Not the asshole. You may have just saved your stepdaughter from a life of infertility or other painful complications. Not the asshole. What kind evil stepmom takes concern of her stepdaughter? The nerve of this woman. SMH pouting.